My name is Lisa, a working professional who strives to make every day enjoyable. Currently, I'm too busy with work to meet anyone, so I don't have a romantic partner. But I was living a fulfilling life in my own way. Today, I came to a venue for a class reunion, invited by a high school classmate. Seeing my classmates all grown up, I felt nostalgic.
Oh, Lisa. It's been a while. You've become so beautiful.
Wendell. Long time no see.
It hasn't been long since the announcement, but it looks like everyone's gathered. Hey Lisa, after the reunion, do you want to go out for drinks, just the two of us?
You mean?
Whoa. Isn't that Wendell? And Lisa, was it?
Ahaha. It's been a while, Selma.
Look at Wendell, turning out to be quite the catch. He was such a scrawny guy, and now he's handsome. I'm shocked. Your contact hasn't changed, right? Let's hang out together sometime, teehee.
After the reunion, Wendell and I went out for drinks together, and after meeting a few more times, we started dating. It was fun at the beginning, but after a while.
Hey, check this out, Lisa. The new Louis Vuitton collection just came out. Cool, isn't it?
The latest one, right? Did you buy it?
Of course, I've got to stay on top of the trends. I mean, as my girlfriend, you should consider dressing up in brand name clothes too. You should put more effort into being fashionable, you know?
I don't really care much for brands. I'm just happy being with you, Wendell. Spending more time together, I realized our values were slightly misaligned. Such differences were beginning to bother me a bit. Eventually, marriage came up, and we started planning the wedding, but those issues persisted. However, I thought it would be good if we could find a middle ground and make compromises. The day before our wedding arrived, but then...
I'm gonna go out for a drink now.
Are you sure that's okay? We have our wedding tomorrow. Won't you be late?
It's fine. It's my last night of being single, so I'm just going out to commemorate it. Oh, and I don't know when I'll be back, so you can go to sleep without waiting up for me.
All right. Take care. Recently, Wendell's attitude had become rather indifferent. The next morning, Wendell hadn't returned, and I couldn't reach him by phone or line. I decided to go to the wedding venue by myself and tried to contact him again.
I can't see Wendell anywhere, and I can't get in touch with him. Lisa, do you know anything?
Since he went out last night, I haven't been able to contact him either.
Oh, where could Wendell be dawdling? His father is trying to call him too, but he's not answering.
I hope he hasn't been in an accident. He's not answering his phone. Wendell's parents were also worried about not being able to contact him. As time passed, Wendell still hadn't shown up at the venue. So, I went to explain the situation to the guests who had arrived. As I was nervous about explaining the situation well, the doors to the venue were suddenly flung open. There stood a drunken Wendell and Selma.
Hello everyone gathered here. I've been drinking for so long and got delayed. Sorry to keep you all waiting. Hick! I was with Selma and, lost track of time. Hick!
Wendell, what are you doing?
Oh right, Hick. Today's wedding is, going to be with Selma. So, let's just forget about the wedding with Lisa, shall we? Hick!
Wendell, what are you saying? You're so drunk, you smell of alcohol.
Why would he marry Lisa, who can't even wear any decent brand? She's just a poor girl, right? I'm obviously a much better match for Wendell with my money.
What are you even talking about?
I'm saying, we're calling off the engagement. Selma will wear the dress, so you better take yours off quickly. Hand it over to Selma. You're not the bride anymore.
You're drunk and making no sense. There are guests here, you know.
Shut up. Everyone, I'm going to marry Selma. No more drinking for me. I've had too much.
Wendell, come to your senses.
It's settled then. I'll wear the dress instead of you. Get changed quickly and leave the venue.
Wendell began saying outrageous things through the microphone. Watching him, I could feel my affection for him cooling rapidly. Realizing the situation called for a dose of reality, I decided to. I'm sorry to everyone who came here today. This ceremony will be cancelled, so please feel free to head home.
What are you talking about? That's not funny at all.
No one's going to leave just because you said that.
Exactly. Who do you think you are, acting all high and mighty? The guests today are actually here for me, so no one will leave.
Given the circumstances, I think it's best we leave now.
This is too much. What's up with that guy?
The woman with him is also making no sense at all.
What? Why is almost everyone gone?
You wanted a grand wedding with many guests. That's why we prepared this large venue. I invited so many people, including work-related contacts and employees.
What? Employees? What do you mean? Why would your wedding have employees attending? You're just an ordinary person.
What? Lisa is the CEO of the apparel brand Aoi, you know? She's also a highly acclaimed brand designer that's currently a hot topic worldwide.
What? Lisa is the CEO of AOI? You're kidding, right? I never heard anything about that.
We never talked about work at home, did we? Besides, it's not like I was doing anything wrong. It's not too late even after we're married, right?
First of all, you should at least know the occupation of the person you're marrying.
The one who approached Wendell and Selma, who were making a scene, was my secretary, Noah. He intervened, unable to stand their ranting. The two, unable to grasp the situation, said,
So, Lisa, if you're such an amazing brand CEO and designer, why do you always wear clothes from who knows where?
"Those are all from my brand. If we talk about price, they're overwhelmingly more expensive than the brands you fancy."
That's impossible. And you're cheating with that guy.
No, I'm just her super competent, top-notch secretary. And you've been making rude comments one after another.
I've told you many times I invited many work-related people. And yet, you show up late with someone you're cheating with. That's the worst.
I'll never believe it. Even if Lisa's brand is luxury. Our everyday life was always modest. You never lived lavishly.
She must have just been putting on a show, living a poor life behind the scenes.
How I live my life is my business, isn't it?
You might have a decent job with a decent salary, but there's a world of difference between you and Lisa. It's time you acted your wage. Here, take a look at this, will you?
What? What's this annual revenue? You're joking, right?
This is reality.
But if you cause such a scene in front of guests, Lisa's brand reputation will plummet.
Brand image is super important, after all.
Wendell and Selma seemed to think they were provoking me, but I didn't say it because the wedding was completely decided upon, but I also know about Wendell cheating on me with a junior girl from his company.
What? How did you know that? Then, the guests.
I didn't tell them anything. Oh, and about the guests. Noah had already secured a backup venue for them in advance.
A different venue.
Yes. They're enjoying a meal and a networking session there.
I've informed everyone to move there, so the only reason your absurd behavior got out was because you flaunted it yourself.
Why would you do something so unnecessary?
The rumor spread because there was an informer among the guests who would spread such a ridiculous story about themselves. Idiots.
You really messed up, choosing someone so close to home.
And you might get exposed even more later. Frankly, I'm hoping for it.
That would be troubling.
Neither Lisa nor I would be troubled by it.
Your methods are too sneaky. It's not my fault Wendell fell for me.
I no longer have feelings for Wendell, so do as you please.
You know, you're just breezing past the fact that you're being too timed. The main girl might actually be the junior from his company.
Selma, upon hearing Noah's words, looked shocked. Then, glaring at Wendell.
Hey, what's this about you having another affair? You said you were serious about marrying me, didn't you?
It's my business who I cheat with, isn't it? Men are genetically programmed to spread their seed. Expecting me to stick to just one woman is unreasonable.
What are you saying? Don't be so defiant.
Wendell, what on earth are you doing on your wedding day? What's this nonsense about DNA? Don't use something invisible as an excuse.
Mom?
You've been so rude to the guests, you should be ashamed. Drinking, philandering, and causing chaos at the wedding venue. What were you thinking?
Dad, too. Weren't you supposed to move to the backup venue?
How could anyone enjoy a meal in this situation?
They stayed behind even though I told them it was okay to go. A grown man getting scolded by his parents. How pathetic.
You, how dare you show your face here with such a dumb look?
No normal person would come under these circumstances.
Hey, it's because you parents didn't discipline him properly. That Wendell grew up to be a man who cheats. Don't blame others without looking at yourselves.
Selma, enough. The fault is your own, isn't it?
The parents are right. No matter how much you cheat or try to steal someone's partner, nobody comes to a man's wedding day to do this. How much more do you plan to hurt Lisa? As a human being, that's the lowest you can go.
This is just how reality is. Can't help it.
We're adults, aren't we? Deal with a broken heart on your own.
Seeing Wendell's defiant attitude towards his infidelity, the in-laws were furious. They seemed shocked that Wendell and Selma were still at the venue, and Selma even blamed Wendell's parents for his cheating. The in-laws and Noah reacted.
I won't forgive this. Instead of apologizing, you're just making excuses. You two don't seem to understand the situation you're in.
What's our position supposed to be? Apologize with a 45-degree bow because we're breaking off the engagement?
I mean, we can apologize if that's what it takes, right?
Wendell, just so you know, I'll be returning all the wedding gifts to the guests.
What? Why? That's my money, isn't it?
Why would you return what you've received?
You're more foolish than I thought. You two are the ones who ruined today's wedding, and we had to move the guests to another venue.
It was only manageable because Lisa's secretary had arranged everything in advance. It's only natural to return it, considering you practically kicked them out of the venue.
You don't actually think you're getting all those wedding gifts, do you?
I like to say no one's that foolish, but it's written all over your faces that you were planning to use the money for a trip.
How did you know?
We were going to use it for our overseas trip and luxury spree, so stop talking about returning it.
Be quiet. This is all because you didn't properly consider Lisa.
Thinking you could just play around and still get money, you idiot son.
Then, who's going to pay for this wedding venue?
That would be Wendell, of course.
Me! Why do I have to pay?
You're the one who wanted this venue, and there's no reason for Lisa to pay at this point.
Why doesn't Lisa have to pay anything?
Of course, I won't pay. I'll be billing you for all the wedding expenses I've covered.
Just so you know, Wendell hasn't paid a dime yet.
Finally, Wendell and Selma seemed to grasp the gravity of the situation.
Wait, Lisa! The cost of the wedding, was it millions?
Who knows? How much was it again?
Why do you say it has to be returned?
Why should Lisa throw her money away because of you two?
So thoughtless. It irritates me even though he's my son.
A man about to start his own household, relying completely on Lisa even before the marriage.
I wasn't relying completely on her.
Hasn't Wendell contributed some money at least?
Nope, not a penny. Anyway, since you seem to have forgotten, I'll say it again. All wedding gifts will be returned to the guests. And the cost of the wedding, I'll bill Wendell for the full amount, and I'll also be taking a decent sum for breach of engagement.
What? Damages for breach of engagement?
We're not even married yet, so why would you need damages?
Being engaged is as good as being married. Plus, the infidelity is clear. You two made a spectacle of yourselves, announcing you'd marry that woman.
Choosing such a gold digger over someone like Lisa.
You could have hit the jackpot by marrying her. Too bad. Oh, and I'll take care of all the paperwork for the wedding costs and the damages.
Wait, Lisa! Selma was just a fling. Please, I'm begging you.
If Wendell loses his money, I can't have fun anymore, and that's a problem. Please, Lisa. As your former fiancé, let this slide.
Begging now is too late.
Exactly. We were supposed to have such a wonderful person as our daughter-in-law.
You've brought shame upon us. We disown you. Don't ever think of crossing our doorstep again.
You'll receive official documents from my lawyer, so make sure to read them. Thus, not only Wendell but also Selma were disowned by their families. Thanks to Noah's swift handling, they were able to claim the wedding expenses and damages. Selma, who had not expected to be billed for damages herself, reportedly made a fuss and even called the company, but after Noah handled it, no more calls came in. Wendell, despite a decent salary, ended up in debt due to the substantial wedding costs. The scandal spread not only within the company but also to clients, embellished with rumors, leading to his dismissal for causing work disruptions. Selma, living a carefree life at her parents' home without savings, found herself jobless alongside Wendell, with only bills to pay. Unable to secure work or make payments, they chose to flee, resulting in a destitute life outdoors, constantly complaining about their circumstances. As for me,
Lisa, about today's work.
I've told you to call me president at the company, haven't I?
Yeah, but I do when it's in front of the employees and clients, so it's fine, right?
Well, I guess I'm used to it. Okay. Can you give me today's schedule?
Sure. First up, at 10 a.m., you have a meeting with Mr. Demata from KSD Corporation's PR department.
Thanks to my secretary, Noah, the matter of the damages and everything else was smoothly resolved. After returning the wedding gifts and when things had settled down, I also visited my would-be in-laws to say goodbye. They apologized many times, looking genuinely sorry for what Wendell had done. Saying farewell to the family I was supposed to join felt strange and a bit sad. However, I had an unfounded confidence that choosing to walk away was the right decision. Will I meet someone and fall in love again? It's hard to imagine now, but for the time being, I'm focused on enjoying my work and striving to spread my brand even further worldwide. If you enjoyed this video, we'd be thrilled if you subscribed to our channel. Subscribing means you'll receive notifications for new videos, keeping you in the loop with all our latest content. Your support is vital to our growth. Let's enjoy and grow together.